I will never cease to be fascinated by sound changes, and I think that's normal for anyone who wants to learn languages because any language we speak today is really the consequence of sound changes that have taken place over multiple centuries. But there's one in particular in Spanish that really interests me. I don't know if you've noticed that we have the word ferrous in English, meaning iron, right? We have in Italian Ferrari, an iron worker. Fèvre, same thing in French. Ferreira in Portuguese. But in Spanish, suddenly it's Herrera. That's the surname, like the famous brand Carolina Herrera, right? We also have, for example, Fernandes in Portuguese, but Hernández in Spanish, like the footballer Xavi Hernández. Well, there's actually a reason for this. And it seems as though in medieval Spanish, a lot of the words that were inherited from Latin that began with an F were aspirated heavily. So instead of saying something like facere, they would have said facere. And over time, that F became to sound more and more like an H, and then, of course, was dropped altogether. That's why, for example, the Portuguese word to do, the verb to do, is fazer. Italian has fare, French faire. Latin was facere. And now in Spanish, we have hacer. One of the really great examples of this is formica, the Latin word for ant, which is where we get formic acid from, ant acid, literally, is hormiga in Spanish. Farina, flour in Latin, is harina in Spanish. Anyway, I'm not sure what that's worth, but it's always useful to think about the sound changes that make up our own language because it helps us intuit how one particular word is likely to be spelt and pronounced in the language we're studying.